Class, welcome to week 7. Week 7, we are going to get into Google Ads a little bit more heavily than we have in the past. We've used it for the keyword tool planner, and so you should be somewhat familiar with the platform. We're now going to begin using it for marketing. And this week is really about setting up the basic structure. We are not going to launch an ad campaign at this point. We will later on in the semester. We're just going to dip our toe in the water and make sure we've got a structure built for those ads. You'll notice here to start there is a disclaimer and warning that you need to read before you get into the other topics this week. That's basically going to cover the importance of following directions now that we're getting into Google Ads, especially as far as daily budget goes. You're making an investment in this course. The dollars you spend in Google Ads are meant to replace the dollars you would spend on a textbook. And if the Google ad campaign is not set up according to the instructions in this course, then there is a chance to spend more money than you would intend. So this is a disclaimer to invite you to follow the directions closely and to explain the key points in those directions. I have not had students with issues of Google Ads charging more money than they intend, because once you do get into the instructions, they're fairly simple to follow to ensure against it. However, students at times have neglected to follow those simple instructions and have gotten themselves into trouble. So that's what this is about. And I would make the same invitation. There are very simple instructions to make sure that you are doing this correctly financially, and I invite you to read them closely. So let's jump into, well, I'll go over quickly the two topics. One, create your ads campaign. When it says campaign, that's key here. That does not mean we are going to write a Google ad. It means we're going to create a campaign, and I'll get into that in just a little bit. And then we'll go over some keyword basics. Keywords are going to be the backbone of your work in Google Ads, and then you will also use them in later modules when we talk about search engine optimization. So keyword development is important in the course. And then you'll have obviously discussion boards and weekly reflection. So let's jump into the Create Your Ads campaign assignment. So you'll want to watch the video again or sorry, not the video again, but you want to watch this video. It looks similar to the previous one where you were instructed on how to set up Google Ads, but this one is actually branded by Google, and we'll walk through the basics of Google Ads. So you'll want to go in and follow instructions here to create a campaign. What you'll do in Google is there are 3 levels. You'll create an ad campaign, and that will give you the structure of who you're going to advertise to, what you want your demographic to be, what devices you want your ads to show on, how much money you'll spend in this campaign. And then within each campaign, you can set up different groups. And then from there, you'll set up specific ads. And so that's the different levels for Google Ads. You've got campaigns, groups, and ads. We're working at the campaign level for this assignment. So you'll create a campaign, but do not activate it. We are not launching a campaign yet. We're not writing ads for this yet. And even when we write an ad, there will be a specific time in the course where you'll launch your campaign. If you have an AdWord credit, now is a good time to use it. There are some resources here for additional credits. To be honest, sometimes they work and sometimes they don't, and so you can't necessarily rely on the credit, but it is there for you to use. A lot of times it is geography specific, and students in the continental United States usually have a little bit more success with that one. But even in the continental United States, it can be a hit and miss. So for this assignment, you'll open a Word document and explain a little bit of what you did up here when you created your Google Ads campaign. What geographic locations did you choose? What devices did you want it to show on? Did you choose automatic or manual bidding? And what is your daily budget? That's really the key to controlling costs. Make sure your daily budget is set. You do want it high enough to generate some data. For example, I have a Google Ads campaign running right now. It's on a budget of about $2 a day. I'm not getting many impressions, so I'm going to review the keywords and possibly up that daily budget if I find that it's necessary, because sometimes you need to get to about $3 or even $4 if you're in a competitive space to start generating advertisements online. Next, we'll go through keyword basics. Keywords are something you'll use in a lot of different contexts online. You're basically setting up a set of keywords that Google is going to use to recognize when people are searching for your business or your advertisement. When you're thinking about keywords, think about what need does your product or service fill, and then think about what will people search online to find you. And that should really drive what your keywords are. When you're thinking about keywords in the context of Google Ads, it's going to be a little different than keywords for search engine optimization. You can be a bit more broad in your keywords. These videos are very helpful to assist in developing a list of keywords. But keywords in Google Ads are really about what search terms are people using where you want to trigger your advertisement. So it's very similar to search engine optimization, but I like to think about it in terms of needs. What will your future customers need? What need are you filling? And then what will they search to find the answer to that need? So for this assignment, you will use this spreadsheet example. So download the spreadsheet and then fill in the columns where you'll have keywords, group theme, match type, scrub, and comments. And then this will walk you through some of those definitions about match type. Your themes will come as you develop them in Google Ads. And then, in addition to this Excel spreadsheet, you'll create a Word document that answers these two questions. What do you think characteristics of a good keyword are, and what are characteristics of a bad keyword? And then you'll submit that. So let me know if there are any questions about keywords, what you should be thinking about as you develop your keywords, and then if there are any questions about your ads campaign as you get through the beginning part. This is a part where students are feeling like a lot of times they're pushed into something very new. If you haven't felt that in the course yet, you likely will with Google Ads. And a lot of this is not necessarily a trial by fire, but it's something. It's what I discussed in the initial email: experiential learning. You will learn as you do this, and as long as your daily budget is set, you really can't go wrong as you learn how to use Google Ads. You'll learn what works and what doesn't, what your customers respond to, what they don't respond to, and everyone using Google Ads, every business using Google Ads goes through this process to learn as they go. Fortunately, you have some guidance on this to help you with the basics, but don't get too stressed as this is a new experience for you, and you're jumping into something like a Google Ads campaign for the first time. you'll be comfortable with the platform by the time we finish the course and by the time your business is up and ready to go.